Welcome to IN 633. This video is about the position paper. So we're going to start off here. We're in the home page in Blackboard of our course. I'm going to syllabus and course documents, and I'm going down to the position paper. Now, as you see here in the position paper, this is just a couple of sentences about it. If you want to get into the position paper, you're going to click on the PDF, and then if you want to listen to this video, you would have chosen this one, where it says website will be the web address in just a few minutes. So I'm going to the position paper. It is worth 30% of your overall grade. Now, this position paper it is your position, but you need to back your position with research. So you're going to look at the text ahead of the curve. There's 4 areas: classroom assessment, system level, challenges, and leadership, all dealing with that. Which one intrigues you the most? Dive into that section as much. I encourage you to read the entire book, but that section is the section you're going to base your position on. You must include this text by Reeves and at least 5 other references. You can have more. I said at least. There's a lot of things out there, and there's a list under Blackboard and course documents of additional resources. If you find others that you think is good, share them, and I will put them on the resources as well. The length of the paper is 4 to 6 pages. That does not include the title page and the reference page. So it could be 6 to 8 time you add those 2 pages on. This is a scholarly paper, therefore you must have a title page, you must have a reference page. You need to have a running head that includes the page number. You need to use headings and subheadings. I love headings and subheadings. The more you do headings and subheadings, the clearer your paper is. That's why we have APA. Think of that outline that you did in K-12 education. You made these outlines, and then you had like a topic, and then you went and searched and you got the topic together. Then you looked at your paragraphs, and you had an introductory sentence in that paragraph. You had a closing sentence or a transitional sentence, and then in between is the body of your paragraph. This is all coming together in this APA paper. And I'll talk in a little bit of what I consider, it is scholarly. Scholarly meaning not only research, but how you write. If you need support on what is a position paper, here's a couple of resources that I put in very quickly that you might, I should say not very quickly, but that you could quickly access. You can always find others on the internet, but these are a couple that you can click on and go to. I want to spend a little bit of time on the rubric. I do give ranges from 4 to 6 depending on the strength of that area. So the introduction is made up of 3 different criteria sections. I'm looking at, you talk about what is your position, what is your rationale, and then you set the stage for what is to come. So when you start your paper, the very first paragraph is your introduction. We do not use a subheading titled introduction. It's assumed. So you're going to start your paper out, and you're going to tell me about your position and building into what is the rationale. So the position is talking about the book, and then you're going to go into the rationale that strengthens that position. So this is all about the position, and you're getting ready, that transition of providing that goes into how does your rationale give a little bit of transition sentence that goes into, this is my position, and now this is why I think this. And remember, you have to start backing yourself with research. And then you're going to set the stage for your paper. It's like, let's see. Well, let me go to the body, and then I'm going to come back to it. Maybe it'll make more sense. When you look at the body of the paper, I'm going to be looking at how does it flow? How do the topics flow? Not only knowing your 3, because this talks here, you have a minimum of 3 strong points. So I want to know, are they really coming together good? But does it flow good from your introduction? So when you talk in the introduction up ahead and you're making that transition from your setting the stage in this section, if you mentioned one idea first, then it should become first in the flow. So I should be able to look at this setting the stage part. Now you might not title this section setting the stage. It depends on what your topic is. But you're going to be kind of alluding to the three different things that you're talking about here. So just barely an allusion at this point, but it should come and flow as you spoke of them here and in the body at the flow of the paper. It's going to flow right into, I'm going to read them in the order that you've given them. So you're going to give me three. Then of those three, I wanted to know, are those 3 points really supporting your position? Or are you just giving me three or a piece of research about assessment? I want it that it supports your position. And then the other thing is it backed by research? So additional points, I want to know if your position, but everybody has a position. It's not worthy of really listening to unless it's backed by research. So look at the research, make sure it supports it. And then in conclusion, if I can pull it down here, I want that you are going to sum up your position. This is not a restating, but it circles back to that introduction and your rationale. Does the three items that you have shared with me, which could be 3 subheadings, do those 3 items in the conclusion circle back and support your rationale and your position? I'm also going to be looking at, in general, some general ideas. In general, your resources. Sorry. In your resources, you should have 5 or 6. I said at least 5. And that's 5, and then you have your text, which would make it 6. 4, 5 if you include your text, to support your position. I'm looking at the ranges of the different resources that you have. I'm also looking at your APA. Little or no errors, that you have all of the different parts of a scholarly paper. And then I'm looking at your structure of your paper, your writing abilities. So when I talk about this last mechanical, some things that you can do to check that is to look at your paper and just read the first word of every paragraph. No, you shouldn't say the same word twice. So in consecutive paragraphs, do not start them with the same word. Likewise, within a sentence, read the first word of every sentence. If you say one word twice, then change one. The consecutive first words of consecutive sentences should never start with the same word. For example, if my paragraph read, I went to the store, I bought some strawberries, I made a strawberry pie. Those 3 sentences all start with I. That's not scholarly. You need to change that up. When I read a sentence, you should not repeat words such as student twice in a sentence, or more than one. Let's say more than once, because I have seen them repeated several times. So you don't want to repeat a word in a sentence. Now, we are going to repeat words such as a, the, is, but you don't want to repeat words such as student, assessment, criteria, things of those natures. So look at your word choice. Make sure your sentences are not fragments. Do I read a sentence and feel like I'm left hanging or started mid-sentence? Look at all of that sentence structure at that point. So that's what I'll be looking for those 4 points. Look at what a position paper is. Make sure you have 3 strong points. Make sure that it's just like you would write in high school. You have a good introduction that sets the stage for the body of the paper, and then you come to a conclusion. If you have questions, let me know. Thank you.